What's up, everybody? Here's another episode of Cooking with Jake, or CWJ. CWJ, what? Just like I said yesterday, I'm going to be cooking steaks. Plans changed a little bit. My wife, who doesn't want to be on my episode right now, is being a poop head. She's sitting on the couch, but she doesn't want me to film her because she's says she doesn't look good right now. So yeah, she's filming me. I don't know. I think on Snapchat. So yeah, I'm gonna start off with I'm gonna marinate the steak. Marinate it. So I got my bowls. I got 2 steaks I'm going to be doing. And this is just a simple marinade with my olive oil. I'm going to use a 1/4 cup of olive oil. Put that shit in there. How loud do you have that TV? 1/4 cup in that one. And then soy sauce. We're going to take a tablespoon of soy sauce. Actually, we're going to take 2 tablespoons of soy sauce each. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then I'm going to put these inside the sink so my wife don't kill me. I got my steak season, Montreal steak seasoning. We got a 1/4 tablespoon or teaspoon of seasoning per. But I'm going to add a little bit more just to give me some more flavoring. That should do it. Maybe a little more in this one. A little more in that one. So yeah. Now that we got our marinade going, I'm gonna mix it up with this. Mix it up a little bit. Kind of looks like nasty tar shit, but it's gonna make the steaks taste so good. I used to not be a steak guy. I actually never really ate steaks before I met my wife, and she kind of turned me on to it. So I got my steaks. Now a lot of people, baby, you know there's 3 of these, 3 steaks in here. Oh. A lot of people pound their steaks to make them more tender. But I think I'm just going to not pound them and just put them in here. Round steaks. So yeah, I'm just letting these chill in here. Should I cook all 3 of them? Okay. I guess we gotta save some steak for a rainy day. Piece of steak. When my wife was pregnant with my first daughter, we used to live in North Carolina when I was in the Marines, and we bought this like 400 pounds of meat from, what's his name, Kevin? Kevin the meat guy, and when my wife would have cravings, she would wake up in the middle of the night, like 3 o'clock in the morning, while I was sleeping, because I had, obviously I had the Marines to go to in the morning. She would cook herself a steak in the middle of the night, and we always lived so poor, and so we always joked when we got paid, we'd always buy like poor people food. But when we were poor, we'd live off of steaks and stuff. So when we were poor, we would live like kings because we would just resort to our all of our meat. And there was a lot of like rich people meat food stuff, like cordon bleu, a bunch of steaks. But yeah, just a little thing that kind of reminds me of steaks. I always remember my wife. So these are good and marinated. We're going to leave these in here for about 30 minutes. I'm going to rinse off my hands. Oh, my hands are still kind of greasy. I might have to wash this towel. So yeah. Next on the bill, you can't have steak without good mushrooms. I bought actually more mushrooms, but my wife doesn't want me to cook all of the mushrooms. So I'm just going to use this one pack. Oh, all just mushrooms. These are baby Bella mushrooms, and we all know Bella in French means fucking good. So yeah. Got my knife. Start slicing these bad boys up. Kind of want to slice them a little thin. That way you have more to eat. We actually had steaks and mushrooms not that long ago. Actually, the same meal, because I'm going to be cooking asparagus also. We had this probably like a month ago, and it was so good. Made my piss stink bad, of course, the asparagus, but what can you do? Oh, my wife bought me a new knife because I lost my my knife. It's a new pocket knife. I like it a lot. It's supposed to be a stag antler. You can totally tell it's plastic though, but it's okay. I like it still. These are going to be really good. Okay, I spared you the boring details of me chopping up mushrooms. Yeah. We're going to get started with asparagus. My Wife and I, we love asparagus. Asparagus was another thing that I never really ate as a kid. I don't know. My dad used to buy them and eat them, but I was always too scared to. So with the asparagus, we're just going to cut off all of this. Actually, didn't start eating asparagus until one day at work. One of my coworkers made some asparagus, and that was the very first time I ever ate it. I remember eating it. I was just like, "Holy shit! What the fuck have I been missing from my life?" But yeah, we usually cook asparagus with fry it in butter and garlic salt the shit out of it. My dad used to. He always steams his asparagus, which is alright, but I think if you fry it, it's a little bit better. So yeah, we're going to stop. Okay, so we have the asparagus inside the pan with some butter on it. It's not on yet, just getting it ready. So yeah, just getting it ready, and then we're going to start sauteing the mushrooms a bit. Better add some oil first. Add a little bit of this olive oil. Pretty soon, in Wisconsin, I'd say in probably about a month now, we're going to have morels. We're going to have morels. And why is this all... Technical difficulties. Morels will be coming up, and my brother and I, we always like hunting for them, and that'll be good once we get that going. Ooh, I love morels. Maybe I'll make that into a show once we get there. I'm going to add a little bit of soy sauce. No, actually I'm not. Oh yeah, I am. Just a little bit. Just give it a little bit of flavor. And then salt and pepper. To help with the saute. So yeah. Got to get them all down so they're touching the pan. Just like that. Oh yeah, hey DJ, bring that back. This thing's still dirty from yesterday when I was using it. I gotta wash this. So yeah, this is the garlic salt. See how it's all nasty and It's all greasy. I'm gonna add this to my add a shit ton. I'm getting a nice earthy smell from these mushrooms. It's always a pleasant smell. Oh, hey, babies. How you feeling? You're warm? You want to take off your sweater? Okay. Alright, so yeah, I turned on the asparagus. The mushrooms are good and getting good and sauteed. I'm going to add my meats. It hasn't been 30 minutes yet, but it's been a good amount of time. I'm just going to add these beasts. I'm just going to put the juice in there. Add this beast juice. There's actually a lot of spices in this, so I'm just going to try to get all the spices I can out of this. You got some chips?
They need to eat those after. You can cook some up for them tonight for supper.
Alright, I got my fork. Like I said before, when cooking with meat, you gotta have a fork. It's like a rule. Just gonna get all these mushrooms out from the bottom. Yeah. Covering these mushrooms up on these steaks. I'll give you a good look at it. Wish I had a lid to this pan. This pan's so damn big. If I had a lid, I'd put that lid on top of it and let it just cook slowly. For steak also, you wanna, don't mind the teapot. You wanna make sure you're cooking the steak at a low temp. Kind of like a medium low. Slow and low. That's what I was always taught. If you cook slow and low, the meat gets so tender, so good. So I'll check if there's burners on. Yeah, it's on. And now I'm just kind of trying to get the butter to melt on this asparagus. Once the butter melts and the asparagus gets cooking, be all good. Kind of prodding at this steak a little bit. And like I said, since I've never really used to eat steak, I'm not a master chef when it comes to steak. So I don't know. You know, there's people out there that go crazy over steaks and oh, you gotta eat it medium rare. You gotta eat it like this. You gotta eat it like that. I don't really care. I don't really care like so much for medium rare. Um, I like my shit done. Well, you know, I guess a little bit of pink is all right, but I don't know. Not a big fan of it. I gotta grab my water. I got an update on my on our diet. My wife is currently beating me. I gained a pound since the other day. We both were at 5 pounds yesterday morning that we lost, but I gained a pound sometime during yesterday. But it don't matter. I could probably just piss it out sometime during the day. So yeah. I didn't make a show about it, but today for lunch, we made omelets with the leftover sausage from my pizza that I made and pepperoni that was left over from Megan's pizza, and I used some provolone cheese in that. Oh my god, that was good. It was super thick too. It was like omelet was like this thick, like oh, it was good. So yeah. I flipped my steaks over. One of my steaks was starting to get a little bit of a bulge to it, so it's a good indication to flip it in my eyes, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if that's when you're supposed to or not. Like I said, I'm not a steak cooker. I am today, but okay. We got the asparagus. We got the butter pretty much all melted. It's kind of just sauteing in that. I'm just going to keep stirring this around every about, I don't know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just so they don't get like burnt on one side. But keep them covered though, so they get soft. I think the steaks are looking pretty good. I don't think they're done yet, but I'm sure some rich ass motherfucker that likes his steaks. Hey, what are you doing, Maddie?
Where's his phone?
Hey, no, Daddy's using his phone. Say hi.
Hi. Hi.
Say I'm sick.
No. My shit.
Maddie and Maya have been sick with the fever today. Maya more yesterday than today, but Maddie has the fever today. And Maddie has clothes on. She's looking pretty. Maddie.
Look up here.
She doesn't look like me, but whatever.
Up here.
What?
Look up here.
What do you want up there? Another good indication to flip meat is when the blood rises up to the top. When you start seeing blood rise up to the top, especially when you're cooking like venison and stuff. When you cook venison, when you see that blood rising up to the top, then you flip it, and then the blood will rise up to the top on the other side. Then you flip that, and it's like a good indication. That's how I always cook the stuff. My daddy taught me that. This smells amazing right now. I kind of have like the garlic salt smell of the asparagus and the earthy marinade smell of the mushrooms and the sauce and shit and the steaks. We'll get it to Mama. Mama, give you some. Here. Oh, you okay? Your nose? Okay. So yeah. Dad drink some water. Thirsty. I drink about one of these a day. Sometimes 2 a day. That's pretty big. Chunk of water. Alright. Like I said before with the blood, you see how the blood's forming, like right here and a little bit up here. Good indication right here. Good indication to flip it. So that's what we're going to do. Flip this mother. Flip this mother. You can see, like, it's barely even boiling because I have the heat down so low. But it's still cooking, so. See, there's already blood flowing up on this side. It means it's almost done, I think. Or there's just a lot of blood in it. I don't know. Alright, so I think I'm going to try some of this asparagus just to get a little idea where it's at. When I try the asparagus, I always go for like the biggest one because the biggest one will be the slowest one to cook through. Fuck, it's hot. Leave that off to the side a little bit. Ooh, that's salty. It needs a little bit longer, not too much. I tried biting the stalk part, the bottom part, and I couldn't bite it all the way through. It was still kind of connected grassiness. Whatever, I don't know the technical word for it. I'm not a botanist or foodologist, if that's such a thing. But yeah, needs a little bit longer, make it a little bit more tender. These steaks are looking fucking delicious and smelling delicious. That's steak A, steak B, mushrooms, juice, I really think these are going to be fucking amazing. I'm going to try one of these mushrooms. Nuts. This is going to be a delicious test. I'm going to try another one. They're so good. So yeah, I think maybe they're done. All right, so give it a little end product. Got the asparagus, the steak, the mushrooms, the whole shebang. Hold on, May. So I'm going to try the steak out. Looks like it's cooked all the way through. It's a good steak. I'm gonna try some asparagus. I think the asparagus is a little bit overcooked.
Yep. It's like sticky.
Really salty. Oh, good. Mushrooms are good too.
Yeah.
So there you have it. Good meal.
Very much
Relatively low on carbs and sugars. It'll do good in my belly. See you later. So yeah, this is the after show party. I'm in my closet. Got my uniforms and shit. The steak, if I had to grade it, it was definitely probably, I would have to say an A-. It was a little bit salty, but altogether the tenderness was good and taste was good. It was just a little bit saltier than what I would really want in a steak. The mushrooms, I give that an A+. The mushrooms were good because it's always good to have saltier mushrooms. It was good. The asparagus, on the other hand, I usually don't cook the asparagus. You see, this is why I would have had a good special guest host with my wife, but she was being too shy. She usually does the asparagus, and I overcooked it. I oversalted it. It wasn't pleasant. I ate it, but it's because I'm hungry. But altogether, it was pretty good. All right, see you later. Wow.